As you're creating articles for your website, you may wind up with some articles that you don't want. Or your boss may come to you later and say, oh, by the way, that article that was on the site, we don't want it on the site anymore. So I want to show you how you can manage your articles using the states of published, unpublished, and trashed, and comparing and contrasting those particular states. So I'm going to start by going to my article manager. And here inside my article manager, I have all of these articles that I've been creating through the course of this last chapter. So I'm going to go ahead and create another one right now just by clicking on the new button. And I'm just going to call this Trash Me. I'm going to leave it in uncategorized, and I'm just going to put in some text. Trash Me. And I'm going to go ahead and say save and close. So right now I have that article. If I scroll on down here in my article manager, I can find it. It's down here under T, Trash Me. There's my article. So right now this article is published to the website, and you know that it's published because there's a check mark next to it. This indicates that the article is published and available to display on the front end of the website. If I click on this green check mark, I can toggle this to another state, which is called unpublished. So when my article is unpublished, there's a red X that shows up here. What that means is it's still here inside of Joomla. It's still available, and I can get to it here on the back end. I can manipulate it. It just doesn't display on the front end of the website. That might be useful if I have an article that I am working on, but it's not quite ready to go live yet. Or maybe I have an article that is seasonal. Maybe I want to show a particular article at certain times of the year. But at the other times of the year, I don't want it to show on my website, and I just like to unpublish it and then republish it when the correct season comes around again. That is a great way to manage things like any sort of holiday-related articles or articles related to changing seasons, whatever it happens to be. The third state that we have for our articles is actually to trash these. In other words, send them to the trash. And the way that you do that is simply put a check mark next to the article name and click the trash button up here on the top. That will send the article to the trash. You don't see it here in the list anymore. And of course, the trash works just like the trash that's on your desktop, on your Mac, or your Windows computer. When you put things in the trash, they're sitting in the trash can. You can't do anything with them. You can't access them, but they aren't quite gone forever just yet. You can always go into the trash and drag them out again. Likewise in Joomla. So right now, our article called Trash Me is sitting in the trash, and we can drag it out of the trash if we want. But you're not going to see it here in this view. You can't get to it from here. What you have to do is using these filters over here on the left side of the screen, I can go into the trash. And I see actually here I've got a couple of articles. I made this one called Trash Me, and I trashed an article. I duplicated something earlier today by mistake. So I actually have more than one thing here in the trash. And so now what I'd like to do is take this Trash Me article out of the trash. So if I decided that I really didn't mean to delete it, what I can do is put a check mark by this and click the check in button. That will move it out. Or I can click on this little trash can right here. And if I click on that, I'm going to actually publish the item again. So now in terms of my articles that are already trashed, well, I've got this one. You may not have any at all listed on your screen, depending on what you've done with your copy of Joomla. And when I switch back to published, I will find that trashed article is listed right here. It's back again. So once again, I can trash this article again, checking next to that and clicking on the trash icon to move it to the trash. And if I want to get rid of a selected article from the trash, like Trash Me here, I can put a check by it and I can say empty trash. That will get rid of that one article only. It actually leaves everything else in the trash that's not checked. If I wanted to get rid of everything, I'd of course need to check that also and click on empty trash to get rid of this other article as well. So that's how you can get rid of something entirely. Now that I've trashed those two particular articles, they are unrecoverable. I cannot go back and I can't pull them out of the trash, just like it works on your Windows or your Macintosh computer. Once you've actually trashed something in the trash and it's gone, you've emptied the trash, there's no way to get those articles back. Same here in Joomla. I really recommend that you use the unpublished feature more than the trashed feature because you can always recover from any mistakes that you make by unpublishing something very easily. Just switch it back to the published state. But if that doesn't work for you, or you really truly want to get rid of that particular article, the trash is here and you can certainly use it. Just keep in mind that when you empty the trash, it's gone forever. And if you drag something to the trash and somebody else is working on the website and they trash it forever, it's still just as gone. So if you think you might ever need it again, I really recommend just using unpublishing. And that's the way publishing, unpublishing, and trashing things work inside of Joomla with your articles.